I moved to a cabin just outside of Aspen to get away from the noise. It was quiet, isolated, surrounded by the Rockies. My only company was Cooper. Cooper was a 4-year-old yellow lab, 80 pounds of pure, goofy affection. He was the kind of dog that was afraid of thunder and would bring you his leash when he wanted to go out, wagging his tail so hard his whole body shook. It started 3 nights ago. A snowstorm knocked out the power. We were on the back deck, pitch black. Suddenly, Cooper froze. He stared at the tree line. The hair on his neck stood straight up. He let out a sound I'd never heard. Not a bark, a low, vibrating rattle deep in his chest. Fear. Then, he ran. He bolted into the dark, vanishing into the pines. I called him for hours. Nothing but wind and snow. He came back at 3 a.m. I found him in the kitchen, standing over his water bowl. He wasn't lapping the water. His snout was submerged, motionless. He was absorbing it. Cooper? He lifted his head. He was shivering, and he smelled sweet, like rot and wet earth. When I dried him off, his skin felt loose. It slid over his muscles like a suit that was 2 sizes too big. And he was cold, freezing, like dead meat. I gave him a treat. He didn't chew. He just unhinged his jaw and swallowed it whole. I locked him in the spare room, but I couldn't sleep. I heard footsteps in there. Not 4 paws, but 2. I cracked the door open. Cooper was standing. His knees were locked backward. His torso was perfectly upright. He was staring into the closet mirror, watching himself. He tilted his head left, then right, testing the muscles. My foot slipped. The floor creaked. He didn't turn his body, just his head. It snapped around 180 degrees. The loose skin twisted like a wet rag. He smiled, a wide, toothy grin that tore the corners of his mouth. And he spoke, a glitchy collage of my own voice. Sit. Stay. Good boy. I slammed the door and ran. He pounded on the wood. He didn't howl. He laughed. Then, silence. I watched from the window as he walked out the front door on his hind legs, waved at me stiffly, and disappeared into the woods. The next morning, I found the rest of him at the edge of the forest. The police said it was a bear. They found his collar, and next to it, the wet, red heap of his insides. Muscles, bones, organs, clean. Whatever came back to my house wasn't Cooper. It was something that had skinned him and put him on like a coat. I sold the cabin. I live in an apartment in downtown Denver now, 12th floor. But last night, the elevator stopped on the 4th floor. The lights flickered. A man was standing in the hallway shadows. Tall, trench coat, hat pulled low. He didn't get on. He just turned his back to me. But I saw his feet. He was barefoot. His feet were hairy, with black claws clicking on the tile. As the doors closed, I heard it, a whisper echoing in the hall. Walk. I'm locked in my apartment. I push the fridge against the door. They are scratching outside, but they aren't scratching at the bottom of the door anymore. They are scratching at the top. near the peephole. Cooper learned that dog skin was too limiting. No thumbs, no way to open doors. He doesn't want to be a dog anymore. He wants something that can turn a knob. He wants my skin.